Hey there, read the signs. And I don't mean read the signs in the stars or in the tea leaves. I mean, take stock of your physical signs in your place of work, what those physical signs say, and also your signs that you communicate through what you say and what you do. They matter a great deal to the behaviour that we see and experience in the office. How big an impact? Stay tuned. Hey there, Ian here, and it's a pleasure to be able to be with you. I hope this is catching you happy, healthy and strong. Signs matter. They are a reflection of how people think we care about them. And they can be physical or non-physical. They can be verbal or the way we communicate through our bodies. And no matter how we feel, how we intend to impact the behaviour of others, what we do and what we say and what people read is how they interpret how we feel. And the only opinion that matters is the opinion of the person on the receiving end. Our opinion doesn't matter. We might feel like we care about our employees, but if we don't act or we don't communicate in that way, it doesn't matter how we feel. How they feel is the real indication of that. So, here is an important thing to remember. Every communication either is positive or negative. We either lift someone through our communication or we lower them through our communication. Now that might not be by much in that instant, but if they see the same sign over and over and over again, let's say that it's a sign in reception or in the washroom that isn't particularly pleasant, and they see that sign 5, 6, 7 times a day, the compound effect is always working. So it might not be a lot in the instant, but it can compound over time. If you see a sign that says employees must submit their leave applications correctly or they will be fired, it doesn't really engage, it doesn't encourage a positive attitude. So take stock, look around your office at the physical signs that are visible, and look at the way you communicate through your emails. What's on your email footer? How do you start each email? This is a direct reflection of how you feel too. So take stock, walk around. How many times do you see the words please or thank you? For example, if you're in the washroom and you're saying employees must wash their hands before returning to work, well, that's okay. It tells you what you want people to do. But how about we thank you for washing your hands before returning to the workplace? That's encouraging the same behaviour, but it's a much nicer way of saying it. So walk around, take stock, and particularly how many times please and thank you appear in the signs that are fixed on the walls or around, and also in your emails. And there's so much more that we communicate on a daily basis. Here are just a few to remember. When you walk in the office, what is your body language saying about how happy you are to be there and how happy you are to see your teammates? Is your body language saying, hey, thanks for coming in today and I appreciate your contribution? What you say, do you greet people with their first name? Do you actually ask the question, how are you today? And do you actually care about the response? Do you really listen or make a comment? I've mentioned the bathrooms, and this is one of my favourite sort of pet peeves, I suppose, because if we say that we communicate, if we say that we care about our employees, but the washrooms are a mess, there's no soap in the dispensers, the taps are busted, there's nowhere to dry your hands, the floors are mess, all that sort of stuff. If you say you care about the employees, but the place that they have to go to maybe 4 or 5 times a day at least isn't a welcoming place to go, you are not communicating that you really do care about the performance of your team members. The equipment that people use, if they need headphones, if they're on a call, if they're on a support function, are the headphones nice and clean, and do they give good sound quality? Are they comfortable to wear? Is the computer that they're using fit for purpose? Is the chair they're sitting on, is that comfortable for sitting down at long periods? That all this sort of stuff, all this is communicating on a daily basis, and it's either positive or negative, it's never neutral. All of this stuff matters a great deal in encouraging the performance that we really want to see, and ultimately that shows up in the financial statements. It shows up on your balance sheet and your profit and loss and your cash flow and all that great stuff. You might have the best products, you might have a well thought out strategy, but if your people are not being communicated with well enough to encourage the behavior that you want, nothing else really matters, or it's going to be less effective than it really could be. So read the signs, they matter. The compound effect of them is always working, and with a quick walk around and a continual check-in periodically about how you're communicating, with that in play, my bet is you'll get better contributions from your staff, and it'll be a happier place to work. I hope that makes sense. Take care of each other, and I'll talk to you again soon.